driving, correct?
Yeah.
I'm a passenger princess. I can't operate a vehicle.
You don't know how to drive.
No, I do. I school.
For 3 years. That didn't work out. I got married too young.
It's supposed to be an equal partnership. Why does a woman get an expensive engagement ring, but a man doesn't?
Men not be chased and admired?
No, they should be chasing.
What gave you that mentality?
That's not. Wait.
Is it making to have children absent marriage?
Yeah, but like, isn't that the whole like men's?
What kind of question you got?
I was gonna ask his age, but what's your zodiac sign?
Don't lie.
Sagittarius.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I hate that sign question. Cause like, what is it really making them pop the balloon for?
Superstitions, hormones, ugh. Who even cares at this point? Let's cut to the chase marriage and dating, especially in the West. Those have become an absolute horror show. It's like walking through a minefield where the only outcome is either losing your sanity or your wallet or both. And guess what? Not many guys make it out mentally or financially intact. It's like the ultimate game over scenario. By the end of this segment, you're going to be nodding along, thinking, yup. This is exactly what I've been saying all along, and if you're already on board with this thinking, great. Consider this a little affirmation that you're doing the right thing by steering clear of the nightmare factory known as modern dating. Pat yourself on the back, fellas. You're ahead of the curve.
What age did you get married?
I was 21.
Bruh. Why do you say you got married too young?
That's way too young.
I mean,
Hold on. Who said that's way too young?
Me. I got married at 20, first time.
Why is that way too young?
Because you don't even know yourself. You need to date yourself in order to date someone else.
Real fast, let's get a, just so I know. Raise of hands if you guys think 21 is too young to get married. Raise of hands if you think. Just so we get the temperature on the room.
100%.
Okay, so majority of the women, there you go. The majority of girls think it's too young. I'm sorry, so you can continue on and say why.
You need to date and figure out who you are before you date.
That is...
Before you pick a partner.
All right, yeah, that's... No. Ladies, yeah. Ladies, if there are any women watching this, due respect. That's the worst advice you could ever give someone.
Ah, yes, the body count pilgrimage. It's like a never-ending journey that leaves women hopelessly trapped in a comparison loop, stuck against the wall with no way out. Newsflash, that marriage didn't flop because you were too young, no, honey. It flopped because you were riding the carousel in your teens. And let's talk about this constant cry of I need to find myself. Why? Because feminism has left them so utterly confused that they don't even know who they are anymore. If they had any semblance of direction in life, guess what? Youth wouldn't even play a role in marriage success. But here we are, watching them flounder around like fish out of water, searching for purpose in all the wrong places. So maybe it's time to stop pointing fingers and start taking responsibility. The carousel has its consequences, and that ride can be a bumpy one. Just say.
Like women and men should date on their level. Because if you know you only can afford Applebee's and Red Lobster, why are you trying to go after this woman that you know she want high-end restaurants? She want to go to State 48. Like, we got to start making this stuff make sense. If you know you can't afford her, don't go after her, because ain't nobody finna down their lifestyle to be with you. And that's just straight up.
All right, let's break this down, shall we? Woman, you're a total poser. It's always the same chicks like this trying to cosplay as classy. They'll hit up Temu, grab a fake mink or whatever, and suddenly think they're on the fast track to luxury. Newsflash. No millionaire is lining up at your doorstep for a chance to whisk you off to Ruth's Chris. Honestly, that's not even the best spot. I mean, really? But you know what? I can see exactly where this woman is headed, right back to a 9-to-5 gig that pays her minimum wage. The way she talks? Oh, it gives it all away. It's like she thinks she's living the high life when really she's just one bad hair day away from reality. So keep dreaming, darling, because while you're out here pretending, the rest of us are just trying to keep it real.
I'm Michaela. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have 2 really important questions for you.
I'm ready.
One, when's the last time you cried?
When my dog died.
Okay.
You like criers?
No, I just want a man that can, like, go through his emotions, and if that means he needs to cry, you know, once a month, that's good.
Yeah.
Second question, what's your death row meal?
My death row meal?
You're dying tomorrow, what are you eating? There are wrong answers.
Well, actually, probably the lasagna that my grandma used to make and my mom makes now.
Okay, points for nostalgia.
What's yours?
Okay, so I'm starting with an Olive Garden never-ending salad. I don't hear any Olive Garden slander. And then I'm gonna go for probably like truffle butter steak as the main. I put a lot of thought into this, if you can't tell.
Hey, Michaela, you do karaoke, right? Can you sing a little song for Kev right now?
I need like 14 shots before I start singing with you.
So if we were in the car,
okay,
you wouldn't sing with me?
Well, first of all, you're driving, correct?
Yeah.
I'm a passenger princess. I can't operate a vehicle.
You don't know how to drive.
No, I do. I just.
So I met someone who can't ride a bike. You don't know how to drive.
I know how to drive, but that's a man's duty.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Okay, this is darker than the Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones. But hey, it's a solid message for all the newcomers out there. Guys, if a woman approaches you with one of these expletive PowerPoint presentations, just know she's been rehearsing this for a hot minute. She's out here playing the boss babe role, and let me tell you, if you choose to be impressed or encourage this, it's going to blow up in your face like the fat man in 1945. Seriously, you think you're in for a motivational speech? Nah, it's a ticking time bomb, my friend. So, stay sharp and don't get sucked into the hype. Keep your eyes wide open, because this isn't just a presentation, it's a whole production.
Make a compelling argument why men should get married.
If you're not religious, it's really, really difficult to give a compelling reason, because I believe it's a spiritual thing. I believe it's just a fulfillment of your duty as a man of God. So if you're not religious in any way, then why bother?
I can't think of a single reason on planet Earth why a secularist would get married. A secularist man, man who is absent religion, I can't think of a single compelling reason for him to get married in today's market.
What about children?
You think that it's not... Wait,
They can have children absent marriage.
Yeah, but like, isn't that the whole like men's thing, that it's like the man's name passed on through generations? And
yeah, his
like...
name will still pass on to the next generation. You can still have children without getting married.
Yeah, I still have my
That's
dad's
my whole
last
point.
name even.
You know what seems to be totally lost on women like this? They're always using the name argument, but let's get real, the man's name still lives on without marriage. Unless, of course, the woman decides to go rogue, which honestly isn't out of the question. And now, look, here we are, she's a single mum. Let's not forget about religion. It only applies to those who actually follow it. But Western governments, they wouldn't recognize laws and scriptures if they were tattooed on the back of their hands. Seriously, they're just like these women, focused on the profits that come from failure. It's almost like society is intentionally pushing everything in that direction, and it's baffling. You've got to wonder, when will they wake up?
How old are you?
I'm 29.
What's the most challenging thing about dating at 29 in Miami?
When you have nothing to offer?
You or the man?
The man.
Okay.
I feel like men these days, like, you have to like pretty much ask them what's their favorite lip gloss, because they just want princess treatment.
What gives you that idea?
They just want you to like chase after them. They want you to like be the one to initiate conversations. There's like no like real men anymore.
Should a man not be chased and admired?
No, they should be chasing.
Okay. What gave you that mentality?
I think maybe my upbringing.
What about it though?
A man should be a man. I don't know. Yeah.
Is there a difference between pursuing and chasing though?
It's like the same thing. Yeah, they're like the same thing.
So how do you show a man that you value him if he's always chasing you?
If I actually want him, then I will make the time for him and give him attention. But if he's not giving me that initial attention, then I'm good.
Look at her, she looks 45. And that right there is reason number 3 why marriage and dating have become a nightmare. 3,500, that's the number of women still convinced they present enough value to be chased. I mean, come on. The reasons women chase men could fill an entire archive. But let's break it down, men are really the only half of this Western equation that brings any real value to the table. It's not that men don't want to chase, it's more like there's just nothing left to chase anymore. So what's the game plan? We either bounce or we wait it out. And trust me, the waiting game. Not exactly a thrilling sport.
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but if the guy didn't pay for our date, there wouldn't be another one.
There wouldn't be another one.
I'm traditional
Agreed.
like that. I like that my husband I would offer to be nice, but like he would be like, no way, you're not paying for anything on any date that we ever go on.
Okay.
And I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
But if a guy were to have taken you up on the token offer, let's say, you would be a little deal breaker?
It would be a deal breaker. I would pay, but then it would be no second date.
See, I got to challenge you a little bit on this here. So,
okay.
So, women often complain that men are poor communicators, but if you offer to pay, I feel like men are very literal, logical thinkers. So, like, when I think of that, if a girl offers to pay, and then say a guy in good faith takes up that offer, and then you disqualify him because of the words that came out of your mouth, wouldn't that quite literally be poor communication?
I guess in a sense.
Well, good luck with that. You know how it goes, women always kick things off with, I don't want to be rude, and then they drop the most ludicrous bombshell anyone could have predicted. It's like a bad magic trick, and surprise, there's nothing magical about it.
When I think of that, if a girl
Plus,
offers to pay,
this guy just tossed her a perfectly valid question.
in good faith takes
What
up
does she
that
do?
offer, and
She only acknowledges it without giving it any real thought.
disqualify
That right
him
there tells you
because
everything
of
you
the
need to
words
know
that
about
came
where
out
she'll
of
be
your
in
mouth.
5 years,
It is
probably
that
surrounded by her
literally
cats, living her
poor
best life of
communication.
delusion. So, cheers to that.
I feel like as a lady, I should never have to open a door, pump my gas, or like anything like that. Especially if a man is present. A man? Any man, even if it's not mine. The tranny? I'll open the door for her. I love them.
Good luck with that, sweetheart, you're going to need it. The one thing that really stands out is when she says, any man, they don't even have to be hers. It's like modern women would vote for a tax that hands out universal basic income to every 304 out there if they could. And let's be real, they've already made strides in that direction. So much government funding flows to women with that classic victim complex. It's almost comical. No wonder none of us are keen on putting our hard-earned cash into a fund that just breeds entitlement. So cheers to that. Let's keep it real.
Hey. What's going on? Oh, can you just sit down on the ground for me? First things first, can you give me your name? I'm Becca. What's your name? Okay. Have you taken any drugs tonight? Have you been drinking tonight? You're just super upset? You haven't had anything to drink tonight? How come you're crying so much? Listen to me. Did you and your wife have a physical domestic? Like, were you beating each other up? Or you were just... Never. Okay. Did your wife kick you out of the house? I mean, I'm just trying to understand why you left.
She don't kick me out.
Okay. But why did you leave?
Because
This one's a bit sad, but it's necessary to include it. After all, this is what happens when you let a Western woman take the wheel while you're grinding away to be the proper husband. The presence of women in the West. At its absolute best. It's parasitic. Let's not mince words here. This man gave everything, only for a female cop to show up and assume his despair is just a disturbance of the peace. It's infuriating. The only advice I have, brother, is this. Don't waste your tears on what's been lost. If this story holds any truth, and let's be honest, it probably does, then stand tall and walk away. You deserve better.
If a guy gives you an engagement ring and he calls off the engagement, should you give the ring back?
No, hell no. It's my ring.
Okay, so why is it if a man withdraws consent to an engagement, he loses the ring?
I mean, I don't think women are objects like rings are.
I wouldn't say he loses the ring, but you lost the value of that woman.
Okay. If marriage is supposed to be an equal partnership, why does a woman get an expensive engagement ring but a man doesn't?
I mean, I'm sure they could, but I don't think most of them want it. I mean, they get a ring. It's just not really as
What if a guy
expensive.
wanted like a $20,000 motorcycle?
I guess it's all between you and your partner. I spoil my men.
Wow, yeah, I can totally see her getting exactly what she wants, and it's probably not a happy ending for anyone involved. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, right? You just know she's going to pull some kind of stunt to get the attention she craves. Stay tuned, folks. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.